Anime for Blondes.
Highlighted the line of dialogue by your guy Toji. I wanted to bring him to his knees about Gojo.
Okay.
Me too.
Get in line.
Action.
Hello, I'm Becca.
And I'm Allie.
And welcome to
Anime for Blondes. There's a lot that happened.
A lot that happened.
So in case you didn't know, we were finishing up the Hidden Inventories arc and, you know, enjoying the time with our characters just before the Shibuya incident.
Yeah, so we ended that Hidden Inventory arc, and then we get brought back to our big three.
And I was really happy to see them.
It was really cute how they
Just
brought
like
them
this.
back too. Oh,
Nice and happy,
very cutesy.
hanging out in the city.
We get like a sweet, like, just time with them. I kept waiting for something bad to happen.
And it didn't.
They gave us like some last moments
Yeah.
of good with them. And then we see kind of the beginning of the Shibuya arc.
Yes. So let's go back to the beginning. We wrapped up our time with your daddy.
Yes, okay. Is it offensive to do the whole God bless your dad's genetics?
Oh, absolutely. Actually,
Naming
in this case, it's like so justified.
That's all I could think the whole time.
When Gojo's like, "Ew, you look just like him."
No.
And I was like, Becca's all, thank God.
I was thinking that before too. Like, I was just watching him and I was like, God bless your dad's genetics.
Yeah, they're similar. I would argue that Megumi has two daddies now.
Oh, okay.
So
It was
sorry.
really sweet to see Gojo.
Yeah. So we need to start over. So where we left off, Star Vessel girl dead.
That was sad.
Yes.
That was a bummer.
And Toji tells Geto that he killed Gojo, and Geto took that personally.
Of course. I mean, wouldn't you?
Of course.
You're like, I especially would.
I would definitely take that personally. And what I learned, okay, so Geto's definitely your guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Ge-
You learned that during the...
Well, no, it was just confirmed.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. It sucks. You know, like, he just was so traumatized from that, and then he let it radicalize him, which we hate to see. I was like, men will do literally anything
but
except
go to
for
therapy. Men will literally commit a genocide instead of go to therapy.
That is so typical man of him.
I
Like, he's
know.
like, okay, I was traumatized by this. What do I do? Do I fix it within myself? No, I need to fix it within society.
And okay, and the girl he's talking to, who by the way, hold on,
She was cute.
Yuki Tsukumo.
Mm-hmm.
She walks in and she says, "What type of woman do you like?"
I'm like, okay, Toto.
That's who he learned it from.
Oh,
Fun fact.
wait, when, like, do we know that, or we
I
just
think-
assume?
I think we saw that in a flashback already.
Did we?
I don't know.
She just knows that.
I just
This is one of those things where, like, in the beginning of us watching this show, you'd be like, no, this is just how it is, and I'd be like, okay, well, are we gonna see it? And you'd be like, I'm not sure. I'm like, well, how do you know it?
I
if we're
just
not
know
gonna
things,
see it?
Becca. I'm just all knowing.
Like, okay, I mean, obviously that makes sense. She's in Kyoto, and
Yeah.
he's in Kyoto.
Yeah.
We get to see him again, too.
Toto?
Mhm.
Yeah!
I missed him.
Oh my gosh.
He's also my man.
You've got a lot of men.
I do.
We should divide them up.
I think
We
we already
should-
kind of have.
No, we should like do like a oh my god. What is it called in sports when you pick teams?
A draft.
Yes.
Okay.
We should do a draft.
No, I'm scared. You're gonna take everybody.
I'm probably not going to take anyone you want.
Yeah, you're only gonna take Gojo and Nanami.
And
Don't say it. And Inumaki?
good job.
Let's go.
Slay. The one we would have to fight over Yuji though.
Yeah.
Love that.
You would take him.
Only if I got to pick
No,
first.
you know what you wouldn't. That's the issue, is that you
I would
choose
pick.
Gojo and I would choose
yeah,
Yuji.
and then of course I wouldn't want Gato.
Exactly.
So then you'd take Gato.
I might have taken Megumi because you might take Megumi relatively early.
I mean, I'd have to see them lined up. I
wouldn't have to fight for Gato.
I'd have
so
to
I would just leave him until the end.
I wouldn't have to fight for Gojo either, honestly.
Yeah.
You would only take Gojo to hurt me.
Which I wouldn't do.
Because we're friends.
Exactly.
When we're girls.
We're friends.
We're friends. This isn't a rivalry.
We actually hate each other.
Did you... Apparently there's this girls' best friends podcast, and there's like a conspiracy theory that they're not best friends anymore.
Which one?
I don't know.
Oh man, we need to do a deep dive on this. That actually sounds fascinating.
That's why I know like a little bit about the drama, but I don't know the podcast.
Okay. Need to find that lore after this.
Yeah.
I do feel like that is something that happens with like every 2-girl podcast, so hopefully that doesn't happen with us.
The thing is, you're like in my family, so like
that would be even worse.
Yeah, but I feel like we'd be forced to work it out, you know?
That's true. We would have to end the podcast and then like maybe take a year apart, and then we could just like be fine.
Yeah. Or we would go to couples therapy.
True. Business partner therapy.
Which, if that's not a thing, it absolutely should be.
No, for real. Yeah, I mean that's why they say to not start a business with like family or friends.
Oops.
Yeah, but you know what they also say is that if you start a business or like a big project with someone that like you get along with but you're not like best friends with yet, it will like super strengthen your friendship. So maybe that's what will happen with us.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel a little offended by that because I was like, in my head I was like, we're best friends.
No, like, but I feel like we've become closer friends since we started the podcast.
For sure, you're forced to spend at least 4 hours with me a week.
Like, we're already pretty close, but
yeah. It definitely...
Exactly, it's strengthened our bond.
We've definitely gotten to a point where it's like we're having the exact same thought at the same time while we're in our own separate apartments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The example I'm thinking of is the tweed obsession that we suddenly got at the same time.
When was that?
Last year.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
Apparently I have a bad memory, which I've learned
you
from this
do?
podcast.
It's so bad.
It's actually, like, really stressful for me because I didn't realize, I guess my memory's so bad, I didn't realize I had a bad one. I didn't remember that I had a bad memory.
We're always learning stuff about ourselves.
We are.
And each
We're
other.
always learning and growing and changing.
And what we learned about Gato is he's bad at dealing with his problems.
Yeah.
So yeah, that girl, she gives him 3 options, basically. She's like, either...
Well, she gives him 2, and then he kind of like, he's like, what about this one?
And she's like, well, yeah, I guess technically that is an option, but, like, you shouldn't do it.
She's like, maybe if you, like, really hated people that aren't jujutsu sorcerers.
Maybe that would work.
It's like,
Right. Okay, so something fun that I learned while watching him fight Toji,
yes. Megumi's dad.
Yes.
For everyone who doesn't know, obviously I know.
Yeah. She's just being considerate of you all. Sorry if this was obvious to everyone else, but I just figured out that die is the key command to the dragon that he uses to get him to attack.
Gato?
Yeah.
He just says die, and
then the dragon attacks.
Oh, slay.
Because he, like, the first 2 times, or the both times that he said it, the immediate reaction was the dragon charging at Toji.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, said it weird both times. The first time he said it, it wasn't that weird. He goes, oh, is that so? Then die. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like maybe
for the
he's
context.
just being a little drama.
Yeah, he's being a little drama. But then the second time, like, the tone of his voice completely changes. Like, he's talking a completely different way the whole sentence. Oh, yeah. He's like, then I think you should die!
He gets possessed.
Yeah. And then the dragon attacks again, and I was like, oh, that's the command.
Okay.
That's, like, the key word.
I kind of like that. I
Editing
think
Becca, I'm so sorry that I just screamed die in your ears while you were editing this. Okay, anyways.
I think that's kind of fun because he could kind of that'd be a fun like tease to your friends. Like you could just
Yeah.
like you just you're like, man, I'd hate if someone
That is how he said it though. There was like a pause.
like goes like like you hold out and your friends just get a little scared every time.
Especially when he's mad at Gojo. Also, R.I.P. Dragon.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
You
That's
didn't notice
sad.
the dragon getting sliced in half?
No. Sometimes I zone
Girl,
out.
please.
Sometimes I zone out. Honestly, it's a problem.
It was such an interesting fight though.
I know, but sometimes the fight scenes I zone out.
Okay. I think they keep them interesting enough that I'm like, ooh.
I don't know.
The choreography.
Something like I do this with a lot of things. I'll notice like I just am watching and my eyes just like glaze over, I think, and I'm just like thinking about like what I need to do tomorrow. It's so bad.
It's really bad when we're trying to watch a thing for a project that we're doing.
I know, but that's not really that important of a part.
I guess in the long run it wasn't.
I remember most of it.
Alright. Blah blah blah. Body of the plasma star vessel gets taken to the cult. He slices up Gato, but not enough to kill him. He's like, oh yeah, the reason he doesn't kill him is because of all the curses he absorbs.
Mhm.
He like didn't want to have to deal with the aftermath of that, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I guess. I was like, oh no, Gato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did react. It was
I was like,
cute.
No, not him. I was wondering if that's when he would get his scar. Nope, we are yet to see his scar. I assume there will be flashbacks in the Shibuya arc.
Guys, she has no idea.
I have no idea, guys.
And
why
it's
would
like,
I have any idea?
It's so hard not to say anything because she was like, oh, so he didn't get his scars? When are we going to see him get his scars? And I just can't say anything.
Dude, watching something with other people that have watched it is so annoying. This whole time, her and her
It's
husband,
like you're never going to
they're-
guess. You're just never going to see it coming.
awesome. They're just like, every scene, they're like, oh, oh no.
She
She leans over, she's like, are you getting sad to him? I'm like,
oh yeah, she's saying they because my husband watched the episodes with us. He was in the room while we were watching
and I'm
it.
just sandwiched between them, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen at all. And I hate not knowing what's going to happen. I usually look at spoilers, and I didn't for this.
Good. It would be
scared.
a bad podcast if you looked at the spoilers for
I really
this.
am like, I mean, I have literally have no concept. From the beginning of this podcast, I have told you, apparently I have zero concept of this. I knew Gojo existed, and that was it.
Yeah, and then everything
And I knew Gato
else
existed.
Everything else has just been a pleasant or unpleasant surprise.
Yeah, especially when the one kid died that I loved.
Surprise.
Surprise.
The one kid? Hey, what was his name?
His name was... I remember it, but I don't.
Alright. This is why...
You don't remember it either.
At this very second, no, I don't. Because I'm so... Okay, listen. That arc was very important for Yuji's development.
Exactly.
It
doesn't have to do with Gojo. She doesn't care.
That's so true. I am so sorry. That's so true.
You're a fake Jujutsu Kaisen fan. You only care about
at least
the
I
parts
can
related to
name
Gojo.
most of the characters.
Okay, I can never name characters. That's
In anything?
pretty much. I'm really bad at characters, especially if any of them look vaguely alike.
Okay, I'm gonna be keeping track of that.
We watch one thing where there's like less characters and I remember them. You're gonna be like, fire!
What's Megumi's last name?
Fushiguro.
Okay, there. Okay,
Okay, that's good because a lot of people call him that.
Yes.
And because of the dad, there's two characters with the same name.
Yeah.
So, like, helps me remember.
Because he took his wife's name.
That's cute.
And then apparently
a feminist. How can we hate him?
How can we hate him?
Yeah, he's a feminist.
Well, he also abandoned his children.
Oh, it's kind of brutal.
Yeah. Also, again, the worm? Disgusting. Did that not sicken you?
Yeah, it was a little ick.
Yeah. That's like too much of an ick.
I didn't like the thing that gave me the ick is when he was cut open from Gojo. We haven't gotten there yet, and he was just still standing after he died.
Yeah,
like,
why aren't you
over.
falling?
It's like, slump over, bro. You're dead. You don't gotta stand there.
He's like a standing corpse. That is freaky.
It was so weird. I was like, please slump over. This is so unrealistic.
Okay. Um, the body gets taken to the cult. The cult are the people who hired him.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
And then they do the deal, and they're like, we'll get you all the money.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then he leaves, and then the other guy that he worked with is like, see you in hell. And then he walks away, and then he's gonna go walk, and then Gojo's like, I'm here.
I'm here.
And he's crazy.
Yeah, did that make you think of anything?
No.
Okay.
But I did think it was funny when he did his like whole new talent thing, new trick.
Yeah.
First of all, that one episode where you're like, purple doesn't mean anything to you.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Now.
Okay.
I get it now.
Yeah, isn't that so cool?
I'm like, okay, this is what she meant. We weren't even close to this episode.
No, we weren't.
You made me feel crazy. I was like, purple? What are you talking about?
Okay, he must have used. Well, it wasn't. I guess it was blue then, because it wasn't red, because that's not what red does.
No, but yeah, he did the purple, and then also I was like, why is this like him? Why is this like whole like montage like?
He's like enlightened.
Why is this montage a little like inappropriate?
Which montage?
The montage where it's like all the serenity. I was like, why is this? Why is this his climax?
He's like, the world is just so beautiful. Remember his domain? It's like he gives people an existential crisis.
Yeah.
He was basically like experiencing that, and then he came out on top.
And he's like, I don't care about anything anymore. I'm like, okay, you're crazy.
He had the crazy eyes. I love those crazy eyes though, but what it made me think of was Megumi. When Megumi finally expanded his domain at the end of last season.
He looked crazy?
Yeah, you don't remember his crazy eyes and his maniacal laughter?
Oh, maybe I do.
That's
my guy.
That's your guy.
That's my...
To be fair, I guess Geito's your guy, actually.
Dude, I really do have an attachment to him.
I know. It's like the same attachment that you had to... Oh, I almost called him Yuta, and that's not who that is.
Who is that?
You haven't met him.
Oh. Who else did I have an attachment to?
Your favorite character who died by Megumi, whose name neither of us can remember.
You thought why is that like my attachment to Geito? It's completely different.
It feels similar.
Oh, just because they have like hard lives?
Yeah, and they're sad and you feel bad for them. And I think you want to mother them a little bit.
I feel like I just want someone with substance, you know? I like characters with substance.
I'm sorry, Gojo has so much substance.
I liked seeing I feel like I still need to see more backstory from him.
How? We got all the backstory from him.
But like, I need to see him more. I'm assuming we'll see more during the Shibuya arc, but I want to see more of him being super like upset and traumatized by Geito, like rejecting him.
Yeah.
And turning evil.
That was a famous breakup in front of the KFC that we witnessed. I was like, Becca doesn't realize the culture she's experiencing right now.
Oh, that was the KFC?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it was a KFC that they were in front of.
Yeah.
But I have, like, heard about that.
Yes.
And when we were in Japan, Taylor was like, oh, maybe that's the KFC. Like, everywhere we were. Every KFC would be like, I wonder if that's the KFC in Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's so funny. I feel like I would know it if I saw it in person. I'd be able to look at it and be like, that's definitely it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Apparently it's gone now, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, very recently it's gone.
Yikes.
Like, I think it was still there when you guys were there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I missed that, so that's sad.
So you want to see him more traumatized by that?
I need to see more of, like, why he's... Yeah, I just need to see a little bit more.
You know what? For one of our discussion episodes, can I go on a rant about how Gojo's actually a very deep character and you just fundamentally misunderstand him?
Maybe.
Maybe. She's like, no, I'm gonna try and make you forget that you suggested that.
Maybe I'll understand it by the end of this season.
I hope so.
Or by the end of season 3, which we'll eventually recap.
Yes, when it comes out, whenever that is, because I was confident that it was 2025 because we got a poster for it, and then Google's like maybe 2026, and I was like, excuse me?
Unrelated, but people have been speculating that they're gonna drop a trailer soon or like a teaser soon in December. I've been seeing for season 3.
Oh.
So when that drops, we should do a mini episode about that.
Oh yeah. I'll tear that trailer to bits.
Oh.
Frame by frame.
Bit by bit, pixel by pixel. Sheesh.
I highlighted the line of dialogue by your guy Toji. I wanted to bring him to his knees about Gojo.
Okay.
Me too.
Please. Get in line.
It's a long
Toji.
line. Well, he's dead, so I got one up on him.
I do have to say, I have been saying this whole. Why did I say it like that?
I don't know. Keep that in.
No, cut it out. Cut it out. But anyway, I have been complaining. Other than Gojo not being deep, I have been also complaining that they're just saying he's powerful and not showing. I felt like this was a very good show of how powerful he was, because this guy was super smart, Megami's dad, super smart, super skilled, really like...
No one could touch him.
And he really got, like... He tricked both Geto and Gojo, like, originally, and then now getting to see Gojo fight him, and he just, like, it was not even fair. It wasn't even close to fair.
Yeah, he wasn't even paying attention most of the time. He's just like zoning out, and Toji's like, what, is he high?
No, literally.
Like, he's like zoning out as Toji's trying to kill him, and he's like, something's off, I don't get it.
Yeah, and he's just getting killed.
Yep, and then he's dead.
Yep.
I think this was good for you to see, because this really is like Gojo's turning point, because he brings himself back to life, basically, with math.
Yeah, I was like, I do not understand that.
I was trying so hard to understand it.
Two negatives make
a
a positive, and
carry the one.
Yeah, like I'm like that's how magic
technique
works.
Reversal.
That's how curse techniques work.
Yeah, right. Of course. He brought himself back to life with magic, okay? That's what cursed energy is, it's magic.
That's the thing, is like, half the time I'm like, they don't explain enough, and then half the time I'm like, you don't need to explain, it's magic.
They really need to lean in one or the other.
Like, please.
Just be like, oh, it's magic. Or actually explain it.
That's the thing, is sometimes they explain it, I'm like, that still doesn't make sense. So either just like, let me believe it's magic, or like, explain it better.
I was trying real hard, but there was a really cool Gojo figurine at FanX where it's like he's levitated and he's like in that like laying back position when he's like tripping out. He's like suspended and it looks really cool. Okay, it was like $200.
Wow.
I'm
not in my figurine area. Don't take this offensively, but
this is gonna be the most offensive thing he's ever said to me.
I worry that, like, if I start getting figurines, it's gone too far. You know what I mean? Okay.
I probably shouldn't tell you. I was real close to getting a Gojo pillowcase instead of the figurine.
That's even not as bad as figurines.
What the? Okay, explain. Okay, please explain that to me.
Kind of like silly fun, but like figurines, it's like, and like that has a place. It's on your pillow. But like figurines, like where are you putting them? You're putting them on a shelf. Like,
I take this guy everywhere.
Girl, I fear that's not any better. That's crazy to say.
He was on my dashboard forever for a good long while.
You're like, oh no, I don't keep him on a shelf.
And then
I take him with me. It's like Flat Stanley or what?
Oh my god! Wow! Unlocked memories.
I did see a lot of people do that in Japan. They bring their figurines and they take pictures of them at Japanese
I would
sites.
totally do that. I would 100% do that.
I will walk away from you while you do that.
I'm not with her.
No, literally. I will be sightseeing while you do that.
You know what was really funny? I was listening to Infinity by One Direction while he was on my dashboard, and I was like, this would be a funny picture. I got it. I got the picture. You don't think that's funny?
I like the story arc of using, and I was like, that'd be a funny picture. I got it. I got the picture. Was it funny?
I'll show you after.
Maybe we need to post that on the Instagram.
That's why I got it. I was like, this would be great for the gram.
Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah, Gojo's crazy face reminded me of Megumi's crazy face.
Okay, I forgot that we're back there.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where were we? Where the fuck were we? Oh, okay. Yeah, Gato does a genocide. He goes to He does. I'm sorry. He goes.
It says it so simply. Gato does a genocide.
Well, because we like already touched on the KFC breakup, but like we got to talk about how we got there.
Yeah, so the KFC breakup hasn't happened. Before, yeah, so we kind of see him. He has that conversation with the girlie. He's like, okay, I like to imagine some time has passed and he's like slowly devolving. They just didn't show that.
Yeah, he was like, the summer was hard and he absorbed a bunch of cursed spirits. And part of why he's having such a hard time is like cursed spirits are literally like negative emotion. It's negative energy and he's absorbing.
He really
that.
is a sad boy.
He's the sad boy.
Dang.
How did you feel about that shower shot?
That was crazy.
I looked over at you and you had the weirdest expression.
I was like,
you're like, what?
And they showed for a long time, and then they zoomed in.
And then, yeah.
I said,
they got closer. Yep.
Did you watch the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight?
I didn't.
There was a shot of Mike Tyson's butt live on Netflix.
Wow.
That made me think of that.
So, Gato has that conversation. And he decides, actually, maybe killing all the non-sorcerers is the right thing to do.
And here's the thing that I said from the beginning. History is written by the winners.
She did say that.
So, like, I'm not saying that he's in the right. Of course not. There's never an excuse for genocide. But, like, if he were to win, in the future, if things were better, people would look back and be like, that sucked that had to happen, and that was, like, a loss. But that was, like, a loss for the betterment of society, you know? It's an X-Men thing. He's Magneto.
He is so Magneto.
He's so
Magneto. And then when we saw the Professor X,
Gojo's so Professor X.
Yeah, exactly. Like the most powerful until, except when it comes to his weakness,
friends.
and they were best friends.
And they like have the same values, but then both of them think that they need to go about the values a different way.
Yeah, wasn't it so interesting to see like Gojo's entire like perspective shift? Like, at the beginning, he's like, it's so stupid we have to protect the weak.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, actually, you can't just go around killing people.
Yeah. Well, and him, like, when they have their little breakup. Oh, we need to get to
the genocide?
The actual first genocide. Which, so, what it seemed like was that the two little girls, a curse was, like, talking to them and getting them to do bad things, or the curse was doing bad things, and then they thought it was the girls doing it?
Yes. So the girls have cursed energy. They could see the curses. And so it was like a burn the witch situation where they're like, they thought the kids were doing the bad things, but it wasn't. It was the curse.
Okay.
So Gato obviously exorcised that curse, and then he's like, you guys gotta let these little girls out. And then they're like, no, they're witches. And then
he's like, what you don't know is they're actually a more evolved version of you.
And so he's like, let's step outside. And then he stepped outside, and then he killed the entire village. Yeah, the entire thing.
Yeah.
Blue fire. It was very artistically done.
Well, I did like how they kind of show that. Yeah, like for some reason, I feel like they didn't really specifically say it, but for some reason I was like, yeah, some time has passed, and he's like devolved like more and more and more.
They did. Yeah, they said that, like, he said this summer was hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he was absorbing a lot of curses. There's a lot of cursed energy because of, like, the Tengen situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got him in his depression era. And then, yeah, the little girls being locked up, and they're curse users, and these human there are these non-curse users don't understand them and they're demonizing them. That was his 13th reason.
Yeah, he was like, well, guess this is like he'd been thinking about it. He'd been
He was like,
simmering on
he
it.
was like, give me a reason. Give me a reason to do this.
That was the wrong day. They gave
Yeah.
him the reason.
Yep. And then he very. Oh, I liked. This is like kind of dark, but like, because the. I don't want to say their parents, but like these two people are like screaming insults at them, right? And we see their silhouettes screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're putting off such negative energy, Gato can use their silhouettes or their shadows
Ooh.
as curses and told the girls, don't worry, everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like telling them that through the negative emotions coming off of the people who were screaming.
That's cool. I actually didn't clue in that was him. I was like, why are the curses talking to them and saying that?
Yeah, maybe I'm stupid, but I think that
makes more sense.
Okay.
And that's kind of cool.
Than just random shadows talking to them.
I just thought, I was like, oh, it's the curses talking to them. That's how they see them. But I didn't know it was connected to him. But that
was
sense.
My interpretation, and I was like, that's kind of sweet.
That is sweet. He likes those little girls, and then he has them later on.
Yep. He adopts those two. They are his companions going forward.
We haven't seen them in the future.
No, I don't think we have.
Okay. Yeah, that was really sad. I did think it was like kind of funny how they all find out. Like just how they show Gojo finding out. The guy's like, yeah, he did it, and then Gojo's like, huh? And then he's like just repeats it. The principal, right?
Yeah.
And then Gojo's like, no, I heard what you said. That's why I said, huh? I was like, Mita Taylor every day of my life.
He's like, he wouldn't do that. He just wouldn't.
Yeah, he's like, well,
he did. Also, he killed his parents.
That was crazy. And then I did think it was funny that the one girl that's their little trio friend.
Yeah.
They're Nobara.
They're Nobara. Nonchalant.
Yeah, he walks up to her. She's like, hey, felon. Like,
yeah.
Is it true, the case they got against you? He's like, yeah.
It's true.
And she's like, okay. She's like, I got him here.
To be fair, he approached her. She's trying to light a cigarette, and he offers to light it for her.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, that's a funny... She's like trolling for women.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. She is like so chill. She is not threatened by him at all, which I think is a very interesting... It says a lot about him that like he, even though he just did this evil thing, she still finds him so non-threatening.
I think she might just have a lot of faith in their like dynamic or in their past.
Yeah.
Or she just understands him and understands that he's not a threat to her specifically.
Yeah. Like and I think I think that's why I find him so interesting, is I feel like he has this energy that the people that are close to him, like Gojo and that girl and everything, they all are like, what? Like, why would he do this? And they still aren't, like, afraid of him. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not like, oh my god, you're scary now. They're like, this, like, what could be going on that made him take this dark turn?
Just not going to therapy.
No, literally.
Not talking about your problems.
Why didn't they help him? Why didn't they put him in therapy? Do they have therapy at Jujutsu High?
They should. They need HR.
Get therapy there, please. They need a counselor, a school counselor.
Yeah. I think Gojo can't be everything for everyone.
No, literally.
But Gojo's been acting like their school counselor. Protecting them from the murderers, giving them life advice.
He can't be everything. He needs someone to talk to, too.
Who's strong for Satoru?
Yeah.
Satoru's the strongest, but who's strong for Satoru?
Who's helping him fill his cup? He's filling everyone else's cup.
It was Gato! And then Gato was like, this is not my job anymore.
That was sad.
Oh, I was saving this. I'm gonna try and find it. But there's a meme of Joe Biden and Donald Trump looking at each other through a crowd, and someone put it next to
No.
Someone put it next to the KFC breakup.
I need that biblically.
I'll try and find it. I saved it because I was like, I gotta show this to Becca.
We need to repost that, baby.
Yeah.
That is actually so funny. Yeah, that was a really dramatic breakup scene in front of the KFC. I did think it was funny right before when she calls Gojo, she tells him, he obviously says something like, well, restrain him, like,
And she's like,
fight
no,
it.
I'm not getting killed.
Yeah, she's just chill, and he waits. He's like, Gojo's gonna come talk to me.
Yeah. Or he's still walking and Gojo catches up to him.
Yeah, but obviously it doesn't go too far. He could have just hopped on the train and left.
He's like, if you're gonna kill me, kill me. You'd have a reason to do that. And it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
For Gojo to hear that, that's so sad.
I know.
I did think it was interesting logic, him saying, because Gojo was like, what you're wanting to do is impossible. And he was like, if it was you doing it, would you say it was impossible? No.
He's like, you could do that in a couple minutes if you really wanted.
So he's like, I'll just get as powerful as you.
Oh, also like Megumi and Yuji.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking about. It's like Megumi trying to be as strong as Yuji.
And then,
so
speaking of them,
I hope, first of all, before we go back to the present, I hope that I hope the history doesn't repeat itself with Yuji and Megumi. I hope Yuji doesn't become, like, evil. He doesn't join the evil side. Or Megumi, but I don't think Megumi would, maybe. I don't know.
Who out of Yuji and Megumi is giving more Gato energy?
I feel like Yuji is.
Really?
Yeah, because ever since the incident with his friend, that's my favorite character. And we haven't seen Sukuna in a while, and I feel like Sukuna might, like, be messing with his head, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like the obvious answer is Megumi, and so that's why I kind of think Yuji.
That's true. That makes sense.
Because I feel like the obvious answer would have been Gojo, because Gojo was so, like, just, like, self-involved and, like, self-confident, so it's like, oh, maybe the obvious answer would have been him. But then it's Gato because he's more, like, sensitive.
That makes sense.
Yuji's very sensitive.
Oh, also in the past we had Haibara. He dies real fast. He goes on a mission with Nanami. He's just like the cutest ball of sunshine.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was him that died at first.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't know who this is. And then afterwards I was like, oh no, I think it was the little boy. Yeah. He was sweet.
The little boy.
He was young, like Yuji.
Yeah, he was very sweet. Very positive. He was like, I'm a great judge of character.
I was like, do I know this guy? No.
Nope, you did not know him.
I'm like, he's my new favorite character.
He died on a mission with Nanami, and it really messes with Nanami.
Poor Nanami. That's probably why he chooses to go be a salaryman.
Spoiler alert, it is.
Oh, slay.
I think it's implied.
Oh, okay. I know these characters, man.
Yeah.
Like the back of
you
my
understand
hands.
them. Speaking of Yuji and the main three, they wake Gojo up, and okay, didn't that like tug at your heartstrings a little bit? Him waking up and seeing them.
That was very sweet, especially after, because it's at that very end part.
Yeah.
And so it's like getting to see him and Gato and their Nobara. What's her name?
Shoko.
Shoko. And just get to wake up and see the present day trio. It was just like, oh, they were just kids.
They were just kids. And they all had trauma, and some of them dealt with it better than others. Oh, something that made me really emotional is Gojo saying that, like, being strong isn't enough. Because he's the strongest, but he couldn't save his friend.
Oh, I know.
And then he goes to pick up Megumi, baby Megumi, and he's like, I'm gonna need you to try and be strong like me. And I was like,
no.
I was like, that's so emotional.
Another hint for Yuji being the one that turns evil?
No.
Need you to be strong like me?
I don't know.
I didn't really think that. I never thought about that as a possibility, and now I'm scared.
About Yuji turning evil still?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that was your fear at the beginning.
Yeah.
When he ate Sukuna's
like literally the very first episode.
Yep.
Oh, dude, we get to see. So yeah, we're back in the present.
Yes.
We get to see our trio, and they just have a fun, like, innocent day.
Oh my god. Okay, Yuji asks Nobara out on a date? Question mark.
Dude, and she is starting to like him.
Tell me about that.
So because she meets the girl that he went to middle school with.
Yes.
And I thought that
Ozawa.
Yeah. I thought it would have been a nice touch, just me personally, if it was the girl from the first episode. The friend from the first episode. I think that would have been cute if they brought her back for that part. But guess not.
No, it wasn't her.
It was just another girl that was like, short and stout.
Yeah.
She just had little like middle school baby fat. That's so sad.
And
she had dark hair. She's dyed her hair since.
Yeah. A lot of
or bleached it, I guess.
I mean, when you have a glow up, don't you also change your hair?
Yeah, I guess so. I just thought it was interesting because I feel like in a lot of, especially animated glow up scenes, they don't change the hair so that you know it's the same character.
So true.
So I was like, wait, what?
But in this, it wasn't. They did that because it's like they want you to see how big of a difference it was.
Yeah.
And Nobara, okay, first of all, she's like, oh, so you like him like that, so it's like that.
They don't even say you like him like that. She just says, so it's like that.
And the animation change when they do it, I thought it was funny.
It was so cute.
And she calls Megumi, and then Megumi's like, oh, so it's like that.
Yeah.
He's just one of the girls.
He's one of the girlies. I love him. And she doesn't even say much. She's like, this girl knew Yuji in middle school. And he's like, oh, so it's like that. She didn't even tell him. He just knows. And then she's like, does Yuji have a boyfriend?
Or Freudian
okay,
slip?
I'm not heteronormative.
Wow.
I'm not as heteronormative as I thought.
Ally queen.
Ally. She's like, does Yuji have a girlfriend?
And he's like, definitely not.
Definitely not. And she's like, what's his type? I did think it was funny that this is a whole thing that I was funny, and I didn't know if you were being sarcastic when you said it.
Okay.
But Megumi's like, he has a pinup poster in his room, and he definitely wouldn't have that if he had a girlfriend. And you were like, so true.
I guess, okay. Most guys, I don't believe that's true. I'm pretty sure guys would have a pinup regardless of their relationship status. My man? Not my man.
I like pinup art, so I think it's cool.
I think the characters themselves are cooler than the art. Like, I like to see, like, you know how they have, like, their little outfits and then, like, props or something. And it's like, they have characters.
I think it's a fun little, like,
I think that's cute. I think the art itself is tacky and I wouldn't want it hung up in my house.
I think it's funny, and like fun and like kind of kitschy almost. Kitschy? You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, it's like almost that level of like, you're like, yes, I have this thing, and like it's a little ironic, but it's also like cool and funny and fun.
Okay.
I think in the right places. Like, obviously, don't have that in your like living room. That's insane.
No.
And you know what? Don't have it in your bedroom. I would say maybe too. And he
if
does have it in his bedroom, so maybe that's where the line is, in the bedroom. Boy. Yeah.
So that's different.
And I wouldn't even say it was a pinup model picture. It's like a swimsuit picture of Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, or what looks like Jennifer Lawrence.
I thought we were told it was.
I think I might have just said that confidently and you believed me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, and then Megumi's like, he has said his type is tall girls.
And then Nobara slams her phone down and she's like, you have a chance,
You
girl.
are in, girl.
Oh, also, Nobara thinks about it and then she's like, why is my heart racing all of a sudden?
Yeah, because our new girl,
Ozawa,
she is like, you don't like him, right? Like, this isn't causing any issues with you, which, okay, girl.
And she's like, no, not even if, like, hell froze over.
And then she's like,
actually, maybe if hell froze over, then there would be a problem.
Why do I feel like this, actually? I'm like, she likes him.
No, Becca might get her wish.
I always get my wish. Remember, I wished that we would get Gato and Kojo prequel.
Which you knew was happening, but okay.
And then they call Yuji, and Yuji shows up, and Nobara's like, oh no, I didn't warn him that this is a girl from middle school. This is going to be so embarrassing for her. And then he hits her with the dreaded, who's this?
But that's just Nobara's imagination.
Oh, I thought he at first said that and then realized.
No.
Okay.
That was Nobara's imagination.
In Nobara's imagination, he goes, who's this? And she's like, that would be the worst thing. But then Yuji walks up, he's like, hey Nobara, hey Megami. Oh
Oh
my god! What
my god!
are you doing, Hirozawa?
Yeah, and then we find out back in or not elementary school, middle school,
Middle school.
he was chatting, or his friends were chatting. Friends? Question mark. I don't know. They were like, "Hey,
Fake friends are
what
rude.
what girls at school do you like?" He was like, "I don't have a crush on anybody." And they're like, "Well, if you had to pick one, who would it be?" And he says, "Ozawa, if I had to choose." And they're like, "What? Why? She's fat."
I was like, okay. That was a
Excuse
crazy
me?
thing
And
to just
he's
say.
like, "Is she? She's a cool person. She's really neat, and her handwriting's really neat." And
Yeah.
that
I
was
think he
just
said she's really thoughtful and neat. I was
yeah.
like, that is he's an angel.
He's so
Sweetheart
cute.
angel. I love him. I love him. He's so precious.
I said Yuji is an angel / king.
Yep.
And Ozawa goes, "I hated all the boys except for him." And if that's not the most goddamn relatable statement I've ever heard,
That is so you, Core.
it's so me. It's like, as a bisexual woman, I like pretty girls and exactly one man.
As a man excuser, as one of the guys, I just
Please.
get along better with the guys.
That statement is like triggering.
That is the most insane thing, like, to say. I just get along better with the
my
bros.
boys. Like, that's like,
They're just less drama.
that triggers my fight or flight.
We all had a pick me era, didn't we?
Not me,
You
girl.
never had a
Not
pick-me
me.
era?
No.
Maybe you were a pick me in like a different way.
I was a pick me in a. I'm not like the popular girls.
Oh, okay.
I was in like a. I'm a nerd type of way. Like, I'm not
okay.
like I don't have any friends type of way.
Okay. I definitely was a pick me.
Oh, I know. I'm so glad you grew out of that.
Yeah, recovering pick me over here.
Yeah, you're doing well though.
I am.
You're doing I really truly feel like you are a girl's girl
I
at your core.
think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. You know what?
Who? What?
What?
Just say it, Queen.
I'm a human's human.
I hate that so much. I hate that statement. I'm a human's human. I'm for all mankind.
I actually treat men and women equally because that's what feminism is, but
I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I'm a raging misandrist.
oh man, I had that thought. I had to speak it out loud because I thought it was so funny.
That is funny.
It's like an all lives matter thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
You have such a better sense of humor about it.
I just feel like I've seen so much of it now. I'm like, you gotta kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
You gotta make fun of it to be able to get
cope.
through it. To cope, yeah. Make fun of it to cope.
Okay, so then the big three get called out on a little mini mission. Apparently, someone from the Kyoto school has been leaking information to the curse users.
That was crazy. And I also, okay, sorry, this is gonna like go a little off topic, but this is like the general thing. Where we need the leaders to be the leaders.
Why are you having all these kids?
It's literally their fault that Gato's doing this.
It is. It's their fault.
He should not have been on that mission. That was an insane mission to send two like 17-year-olds on.
Are you talking about the one for the star vessel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And that traumatized him, and then he continues to get traumatized, and then now these kids are going to be traumatized, and it's just an endless cycle. And I just am like, what? Like, this, why do we not have adults doing these missions? Why is it kids?
Yeah. For real.
And that's how I felt about this one, too. I was like, this is, like, really unfair. These are kind of like their peers. They shouldn't be having to, like, what are they going to do? Go kill him?
Yeah.
They're going to kill them all?
Also, I'm sorry, why? Okay. So they didn't really do anything in the end, right? Why? How come Urahime couldn't just go check herself? Because, like, Urahime is, like, a teacher at the Kyoto school. They're her students.
No, I'm like, why didn't they send the principal to go yell at them?
Yeah. The old-ass principal who shreds.
Yeah. He could just play his guitar. But yeah, I feel like that, you know what the issue is that he was So it was Mekamaru.
It was Mekamaru, yes.
And they go down and he's gone. They go down to his room where he's like his real body is, and he's not there anymore. And you know why he's not there anymore? Because they had to go all the way from Tokyo to Kyoto.
He was still at. Weren't they still at Tokyo? Weren't they still at Tokyo?
I don't think so, right? Because
I thought they were just at Jujutsu Tech.
Why would Mekamaru be there?
Because they were there for the exchange event.
Oh, they're already back, right?
I didn't think so.
I'm pretty sure they're already back.
Okay.
Because then why? Because they specifically were like, why'd you send us here? Why'd you call us here? Because it's the Kyoto students.
Hold on. In his hideout? Where's his hideout?
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to find this. Because I even tried searching if Gojo and Geto and Toji were at Fushimi Inari, and I could not figure it out without.
Oh.
I was like, I'm gonna see spoilers, so I need to stop.
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay.
That's what I had assumed, because I don't feel like we've seen them all together.
Think either way. So, like, they're in the city when Urahime goes and, like, picks them up for the mission, right? So, they weren't at the school in the first place. They're off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So, like, either way, whether they had to go all the way to Kyoto or had to go to the school, either way,
she could have just gone downstairs herself.
Yeah. Instead of, like, taking the time to go pick up students to do your dirty work for you.
Well, and they're, like, talking loudly about it as they walk down there. I'm like, can we get a little bit of, like, secretiveness?
Yeah. I guess they were just assuming that he couldn't get away fast enough, even if he heard them coming.
I don't know.
So we find out that Mekamaru made a deal, like, a pact, I guess, with the curse users to where, like, he's gonna give them information. I don't really know what information he gave them.
This was the most insane deal. I was like, why was this worth it at all?
So, because he really wanted his body to be normal.
And you know what, actually? Mekamaru stood on business.
He stood on business!
He said that from the get-go, and I was like, you know what? I relate to him. Like, I feel like that is such a relatable feeling. Like, when something's hard and you just want something so bad, you're like, I would actually do anything for it.
Yeah. And then he did.
And he did.
But part of the agreement also was that Mahito would fix his body with his, like, soul manipulation. And then they would fight.
Love that. So insane.
And then they would fight. And then so they fight. Mekamaru does, like, a smoke screen trick. And Mahito's like, oh man, he got away. Well, I guess it wasn't part of the pact that I had to kill him. So that implies they just agreed that he'd fix his body and then they'd have to fight.
Yeah.
And then it's actually really, I thought it was really cool. I think they ended up being really well matched because Mekamaru uses, like, puppets or, like, things without souls. So Mahito can't, like, change them or use them against him. So I thought that was cool.
Why did he think that he could beat them?
He almost did.
No, he didn't. They even say at the end when they're walking away, like, there was never, even, like, I don't know, I feel like that fight pissed me off. Like, I was just a little annoyed by it, because, like, they even have the whole moment where he, like, is about to die, and then he's like, no, I can do the simple infinite void, or whatever, or what is it called?
Simple domain.
Yeah, I can do the simple domain, he wasn't expecting that. And
to be fair, they weren't, I guess, because they were talking about it later. They were like, yeah, that was crazy. He used a simple domain. I'm glad we got to see it.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, he uses that, and then he kills Mahito, and then, he's like, I didn't know I can get Geto. I'm like, bro, like, he's not dead. Like,
yeah.
Just the whole time I felt
it looks like he died.
But you know he's not. Because who's gonna do... Yeah, like, I don't know. I just felt like that whole fight was, like, so unnecessary.
I think with it being unnecessary, yes, he really did truly believe that with all his saved up cursed energy, he could do it. I think, obviously, the smarter thing after he got his body back and he like did that rush at Mahito and then like got away, he really should have just like went and got Gojo.
Literally.
Because they were gonna be like, well, I guess he's gone. Oh well. He could have just like stayed hidden.
Or he could have been smart and like not actually been in the robot, the big robot. I thought that would have been smart.
Okay, I thought that too when Mahito was like, "Oh, so he's gotta be in the robot," and I was like, "No, he would no, he'd be somewhere else controlling it from a distance."
And you know what the issue is?
What?
Is they have kids doing all these missions.
I know.
He didn't have the brain capacity or experience to know that that would have been the smarter thing.
I know.
In his head, he's like, "I'll just fight him, and hopefully I'll win."
Because they send these kids to fight special grade curses all the time. So actually, when you're like, why did he think he could beat them? Because they do missions like this. So he's like, all I need is my actual body, and then I can take them.
It's actually bad because it like instills a false confidence in them.
He was kind of cute.
He was cute.
He was kind of cute.
His little ponytail was interesting.
That voice actor, he usually does like a villain voice, like, you know, Hawkmoth, because that's who he is.
Oh my god. So yeah.
He's Hawkmoth and Principal Yaga. But he did some nice voice acting work where he did make himself sound younger. And I appreciated it. And I think that's also part of what made him like seem a little cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was pining for Miwa.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. That's why you like him.
I didn't say I like him.
You're defending him.
I am defending him. But I'm defending him because of the point you made. Like, how is he supposed to know to do any different when this is what they're taught?
Yeah.
They're not taught to gather intel and then come back to school. They're taught to, you go out and you exercise that curse.
Yeah, like I'm like, he is so stupid, but he's just a kid. Like,
yeah,
he is stupid.
He is stupid.
He has no experience, and the experience he has
teaches him that this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, like he had no business going up against these guys.
And he said it twice. He was like, I gotta get to Gojo and I have to tell him about Shibuya.
And guess what he didn't get to do?
He didn't get to tell him about Shibuya because he died. I'm actually really glad we didn't actually see him die.
Yeah, same.
I didn't need to see it. All I needed to see was Mahito walking away being fine, and I got it.
Yeah.
I feel bad though because Miwa's talking to his Mechamaru robot. Ugh,
my girl,
that's rough.
That was sad.
She was like, I guess we like aren't taught to get close just in case we die. And then oof.
That's the thing, I feel like they're just sacrificing all these kids.
Yeah. Like you're not gonna have any students to take over for you if you like send them all out on dangerous missions and get them killed.
Just maybe that's what they want, and then only like the strong survive to become the leaders. I don't know. I'm like, these people suck. Like everybody sucks except for the innocent kids.
The last thing we need to talk about. Oh, we got a new intro.
We did, and she was obsessed.
I love that intro. Everyone loves that intro.
Do the sound.
Huh?
Do the sound.
Do the line and then I'll do the sound.
What is it?
You are my special.
I don't know how it goes.
Okay, fine. I'll do the whole thing. Okay, performance. You are my special. You are my special. This is also on my running playlist.
Man, we're gonna get copyright struck
because I'm so good. I did a sick beat just then.
Yeah, we got the new intro. She was freaking out, of course,
because it's a good intro. You know, good. After having like mid ones,
yeah, it was very dramatic for sure.
So it's the start of the Shibuya incident where
dun.
It cuts to 10 days later, I guess. Mahito's like, Shibuya's in 10 days. I'll have time to heal. And then it cuts to Shibuya. It's Halloween. Everyone's dressed up. Apparently, costumes weren't allowed in Shibuya this year.
Yeah, when I was in Shibuya, if you haven't seen my Japan recap video, it's a little bonus we posted, so go back and watch that. But when I was in Shibuya, they actually had a bunch of signs. It was right before Halloween, and they had a bunch of signs that were like, no Halloween costumes will be allowed in Shibuya this year. I'm like, okay.
I think it's totally possible that it's because of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe like they never had Halloween costumes there, but they did it in Jujutsu Kaisen to be like relatable or something.
And so
And
people
then
thought that you could wear costumes.
yeah, so then it was like became a thing.
And then they were like, no, this is a security hazard.
Yeah, but then we were watching it and I was like, do you think it's because of this? They're
Um,
afraid that a big that they'll put a veil over and
Yeah.
it'll get sucked and
yeah, so it's Halloween, people are enjoying some revelry, and then a veil comes down. That's what they were practicing when they attacked the school. A bunch of people get sucked, I guess, into the subway because they were like
Yeah.
standing around the subway.
mm-hmm.
And then apparently they all like went up to the barrier and they were like, bring us Satoru Gojo.
But none of that. They were all like, "Who's that?" And they were like, "We just were told that he."
You gotta ring Satoru Gojo,
Dude, and then it cuts to all
outside.
of all the Jujutsu High people, and they're all like talking about it. They're like, "Yeah, everybody's asking for Gojo, so we're
Nanami's
getting
there.
Gojo to go." I'm like, "Are you stupid?
This obvious trap.
Let's give them the one thing they want." Yes, of
Yes.
course. Like, and then then Gojo freaking steps in.
But like the sorcerers can walk in and out.
That's the thing, is everybody apparently can walk in and out except for the regular people.
But I think probably in their heads they're like, Gojo will like actually take care of this. Just send him in and he'll get it taken care of.
Dude, but like, are you stupid?
It's literally a trap. That's why they put the veil down. They also want a bunch of civilians enclosed in that space.
How could you, like, that is just like I'm actually annoyed by that plot point.
That they
Why
actually
would
sent
they-
him in.
Like, I was expecting when they said that they would be like, we're not letting Gojo go, and then like maybe Gojo like slips past him. He's like, I'm gonna go anyway. Like that, I was expecting something like that.
That would also be in character for him.
Exactly.
To be like, they're asking for me, I'm not gonna put anyone else in danger, I'm just gonna go.
And he's very confident in himself, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. He's like, well, yeah, they're asking for me. I know it's a trap, but like, I don't care.
But like, I
It'll
can
be fine.
handle it.
But like, I thought it was stupid that every single other Jujutsu High person, even the leaders, were like, "So Gojo's going in." Like,
yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
Think.
But that's not what happened. They didn't think. They sent Gojo in and episode ended. And oh my god, guys.
I'm scared.
I'm scared too. Yeah. Malachi was what I'm scared. I'm in danger. Malachi was watching it with us. And like at first we were laughing and having a good time, and then it cuts and Malachi goes, oh man. Just obviously.
So sad. It was fun. I was like, wait, I actually have been there.
Yeah.
Shibuya, I know that place.
You like recognized a location already.
I was like, I walked across those streets.
You would have gotten
scramble.
sucked into the.
I would have.
Yep. So R.I.P. those guys, I guess.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Also these guys are tipping a truck over just because.
It's just drama. It's just like chaos, I guess.
So that's where we're at. And so next week, guys, we have something really special planned.
And not just next week.
And not just next week, for the next 4 weeks, me and Becca are going to be having a giant Shibuya slumber party.
4 weeks straight, we're just sleeping over.
Yep.
We're having a
4-week
long
saved up my PTO, and we're just gonna.
We're kicking her husband out.
Yeah, it's girls only. He will actually be gone that day.
Perfect.
So it's okay, yeah. Get ready for the Shibuya slumber party starting next week. Cause I think we need to have a girls' day, and I think it'll be more. I kind of just want to rip it off like a band-aid.
Yeah.
Like, in addition to, I just think it will be fun to make it a marathon.
Yeah.
I think it's really best for our mental health. Or my mental health. You'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't care.
a little peek into her psyche is that her husband is like, yeah, when we watched this originally, she actually like just stopped watching during the Shibuya arc. She said she would sit next to him on the couch with her headphones on and just not watch because it got too sad.
But like, it's like, I still couldn't look away. Like, I'd have something to do to distract me, but I wouldn't be able to look away, so I'd look up. And then I'd just be seeing, like, the most horrific things happen.
God.
So I'm like, I don't want to prolong this. I want to get it all done at once.
Yeah. I think, too, it's, like, fun with stuff like that. Usually, it's, like, they end on, like, a cliffhanger. And so I feel like it'll be fun to just get it all out of the way and, like, not have to be like, let's wait until next week to watch it.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, imagine, like, we're in the middle of, like, the craziest, like, things you've ever seen happening, and then you're like, well, I guess I gotta go home.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's our episodes
week.
For the day. And we're talking about it on the episode, and we're like, what's gonna happen?
And, yeah, just, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, so I think it'll be really fun, and you guys are gonna get us a little kooky beans. We'll be a little nuts because we're gonna be watching all day.
What did you just say?
Kooky beans.
I think it would be fun. I'm gonna make an Anime for Blondes drinking game and or bingo.
Yay.
For you guys to play with us. To like join in on the slumber party. We're gonna be going live on Instagram. Make sure you follow us there, and we're gonna have a lot of stuff posted, or we have a lot of like fun ideas planned for our TikTok too.
Yeah, it'll be way fun. It's gonna be super fun. We're gonna have girl stuff. I have some face masks from Japan I'm gonna bring. Some Japanese Kit Kats.
Yay!
Classic. We're gonna be in our PJs, so yeah,
it's a full-on slumber party.
Yes. Slumber party vibe. So for the next 4 episodes, guys, you're gonna see us a little nuts. By the 4th episode,
we're gonna get crazier, drunker,
we're gonna
sadder.
Be like this on the 4th episode.
Yeah, but it'll be so worth it.
Yeah, that'll be so fun.
So tune in next week for the first episode of that when we'll be at our most sane.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be like,
this is business.
Strictly business.
It'll be like fun girly times.
Of course.
It's always gonna start. Yeah.
It's always fun girly times.
It is always fun girly times here on Anime for Blondes.
Exactly. We're never sad. We're never sad at episodes.
I cry a lot, but I am so productive.
It's an art.
Oh my god, should we make an edit of Gato to that song?
Yes, actually. That one, the God blesses your dad's genetics. We got a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've got content.
We've got so many edits. Honestly, guys, go follow us on TikTok and Instagram because we've been posting some edits. She's been kind of going hard on edits.
We're in our edits era.
Yeah, and they've been so funny and fun. I've been loving it.
I think we're hilarious.
We really are, guys. Come on. You watch the podcasts. You know.
So make sure you follow us at Anime for Blondes Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
Yes, we're on Threads now. I've been having fun. I am like trying to figure it out.
Threads is for the girls though. Haven't you noticed there's like no toxicity?
Dude, Threads is for the anime girls apparently. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just our algorithm, but
our algorithm is algorithming. And the Swifties, of course.
Yes, of course. Always the Swifties. If you are one of the girlies, one of the blondes,
one of the gays,
you are always welcome here.
Yes.
Honestly, if you like anime, you're in the right place. So follow us, and we do these on, if you're not watching on YouTube, we do video on YouTube. Spotify, we do video on Spotify. Apple Podcasts.
That doesn't have the option, but that's not our problem. That's an Apple Podcast problem.
That's Apple Podcast problem. If you listen to your podcast anywhere else, let us know. We'll get it added there. But yeah, some exciting things coming up for Anime for Blondes.
Yep, tune in next week for the start of our Shibuya slumber party.
Dun dun dun!
Hey Becca.
What?
You are my special. That was so good.
Bye guys.
Anime for Blondes.